That's good enough, right?
Water.
Yeah, it should be. Welcome everyone to U-Skillz Play in Epic Battle Simulator 2. I have to do this video today. Live because a video I uploaded a couple days ago, turns out the whole thing wasn't recorded like I thought it would. And I don't remember it being so short when I was editing. Pretty sure it was over 30 minutes long when I was editing. But somehow, like, I uploaded, something happened, and just 44 seconds long. Thank you to Barry for pointing that out. I appreciate it. And there are so many people that just jump on videos for 2 seconds just to say keep up the good work and shit. No one really pays attention. It really helps that some people do. I appreciate it very much, Barry. Alright, so the video, it was about 35 minutes long. It was just me going over all the best and all the greatest strategies for online. It was a fairly simple video. It was kind of long, and I was having fun at the end. Just with random strategies that I was making up on the fly. But, I mean, those can't be great strategies. So I'm doing it all over again. And since I made that video, I updated the strategies once again. Like I do, usually. And they, as a whole, work very well. Basically, all my strategies have kind of formed into one morphing strategy, basically. And of course, I still use some older strategies to get rid of just the lower levels quicker. Let's not have that. Let's turn on the volume here. There we go. And turn it down. Alright, so I'm almost 50,000. It's pretty good. I'm getting up there. I'm number 70 in the top. I'm in the top 70 on the world leaderboard for this game. Alright, so you guys got a quick look at one of my greatest strategies that can easily get transformed. This is the strategy I use for practically everyone that's below 1,000. I sometimes switch it up, especially if I play the same unfortunate person over and over again. But it always has one line of spearmen that is pretty undefined. It doesn't have to have a certain amount. And the same thing with axes. And then a great amount of crossbowmen behind them. It usually puts us at around 87 to 83 troops. It's a good amount of troops to have. Sometimes I'll add cavalry to it, like camels or knights, sometimes even chariots, because the lower levels don't know how to deal with that. And then for anyone that's between the level of 1,000, he's just going to quit. Alright, so I'm just going to show you this one. Anyone that's between the level of 1,000 and 7,000, I'll use this strategy. Probably my oldest of the best strategies. You got the 3 Vs, the 2 sides of cavalry, 1 knights, 1 camels, both get 5, and then the giant wall of crossbowmen. Come on, Chris, show me what you got. Yes, you should have put one more dragon. You had room for one more. Don't know why you stopped. That one more dragon could have beaten me. Really couldn't have, though. So the basis for all of the greatest strategies, it's troops. And the troops are spearmen, crossbowmen, pirates, knights, camels, and that's pretty much it. So I'll use all the troops here that are good for great strategies. I'll tell you why each one is good. So with this setup you got going here, you got a bunch of axes. When people throw down a bunch of axes or spearmen, just a ton of really good melee troops, you want to have more crossbowmen. If people have musketeers and ballistas and stuff that has good long range, even pirates that don't have such a good long range, you want to put down some extra pirates. For this guy, he's just putting down a bunch of giants. We can just put down a bunch of crossbowmen. The crossbowmen has such a good fire rate and they cost so little. What did I just put down? I just put down some pirates. Whatever. Who cares? This guy's gonna lose anyways. Let's put the pirates down like that. It's meaning to put down cavalry. Don't know how I got the pirates. Yeah, this guy's just putting down a bunch of melee troops, and the easiest way to take care of that is crossbowmen. Just a ton of them. 50 to 70, or 50 to 60 crossbowmen do a great job of taking down pretty much any melee troop. They can take down guardians really easily. They can take down the epic rhinos really easily. They can take down wolves and sentinels very easily. But for sentinels, if they get a good amount of sentinels and put some spears with them in the back, you want to get some pirates, because the piercing on the pirates' bullets will help a lot, and especially destroying the musketeers, because the musketeers have very little health, and one stray bullet from a pirate will destroy a musketeer. I'm hoping to show you some of that stuff right now. Alright, Zane, what's you got? Show me something. So currently, this is one of my best strategies. It's different from what you guys have seen before. I got 3 lines of 3, just 3 dots basically. One on the bottom, one middle, one on the top of the spearman, and then 2 lines, 2 between each of the lines. Creates a total of 13 spearmen. And then I do 3 camels across the top like that. And then spaced between the camels, I do 3 knights like that. And then, depending on what the enemy comes at me with, I'll put down a lot or a little amount of pirates. This guy is putting down a bunch of sentinels, so let's put down a couple more pirates. 8 seconds left. Let's get these crossbowmen down. 69. Alright. So let's watch these pirates annihilate these musketeers from a distance. A couple of them are falling already. No firing's going on. So he's got a bomb running after one of my camels. Musketeers aren't that great because they have such a slow firing rate. I would not use them in one of my great strategies. I would use them against people who are below 1,000 or below 7,000 if I'm feeling lucky. If they throw down a strategy before me and I feel like I can beat it with musketeers, it's not the first thing I think of. Because although they're pretty strong with their attack, 99.9, they're way too slow for me. They also have half as much health as the crossbowmen. I kind of messed up and down right on my fingers, but he just down shields and guards, so I'm not too worried about it. And since he did put down just spears and guards, it's a good time to tell you that camels are good for this sort of strategy, because the camels have a great amount of health, so they'll be able to withstand a few blows from the guards, and also grab their attention and draw some of them away, and that'll give time for your crossbowmen to fire on ones that are closer, and it's a divide and conquer tactic, basically. The knights, on the other hand, they're more used for the troops in the back, like musketeers, since they're so easy to defeat. If someone puts down a bunch of musketeers, I'll put down more knights, because the knights will be able to take out a lot of the musketeers before any of my other troops can get to them. So, I'm going to do this. The 2 lines, spearman, axe, and then 1 camel. This guy's using M16s. This is how you know Samuel's a pro. M16s and elephants. Oh no, I'm wrong. They're AK-47s. Oh well. And clockwork. This is why you're down to 107, because you keep using terrible strategies like this. And they never learn. I don't understand how they just never learn. It's like they don't want to try and do better in this game. Alright, Miguel, you're worse off than Sam was. Alright, so for a great strategy, I will not use axes, even though they're actually pretty good. They're a little bit slower than spearmen, and they copy more, so in bulk, it's not really worth it. But they can hit 3 troops at a time. So against these people, if they throw a bunch of musketeers just in the back, when the axes get to them, they'll be able to take out 2 to 3 at a time. It's kind of nice, especially since I can put down more axes than they can put down musketeers, because the axes cost a little bit less. I'm almost at 49,000. Alright, so do you guys remember me talking about that guy who calls himself number 1, but he keeps himself down near 0 and in the negatives? He has changed his name to Daiko92, and he worked his way up back to 1,000, and then back down to 0. And I've fought him like 5-6 times in a row. It was crazy. I was getting worked up because he was actually beating me. But I figured out a way to defeat him, and that's why I evolved my strategy. And basically, it was an evolution of two of my strategies. But the basis was from one of my big strategies. It's one that I saved for the bigger bosses up in the 100,000s or 10,000s. I'll show you this strategy right after this guy. So I figured out a way to beat Daiko 92 very easily. But his strategy is always different whenever you fight him. And this is the strategy that I figured could beat him every time. I got 2 shields up front, 8 camels set up like that, 2 knights like so, and then just one huge line of pirates. Because what he would do is he would set up a line in the back here, just one line full of pirates and ballistas, musketeers, and spearmen. And so my camels would distract the spearmen, my knights would take out the musketeers and distract the ballistas, and my pirates would use their piercing bullets to destroy the ballistas, because those ballistas do a hell of a lot of damage. But Daiko 92 is actually very good at this game, and he switched up his strategy a bit, just enough to be able to defeat this strategy. And to my surprise, he didn't put down any ballistas to do so. He really knows what he's doing. Sometimes. He's not, the best at this game. He took down his #1 title. I'm sure it's because he's been actually defeated when he's been trying quite a few times. I don't know why he decides to stay down at the bottom. But, he could be very good if he just not be so stubborn with the corner strategy. So, the other strategy that I used, that I modified to beat the strategy, is this one. And this might look very similar to the one I first showed you. That's because it is very similar. We got 13 spearmen, like that other strategy. We got the 6 cavalry, just like the other strategy. But I was being stubborn with this strategy, and I put down 16 pirates. Every time. And the thing is, 16 pirates, and not as many crossmen can be a problem. Especially if the person puts down a bunch of spearmen or melee troops. There aren't enough pirates to shoot the melee troops. The benefit of having crossbowmen is that there will be more of them to shoot down the spearmen. Even though their bullets don't really pierce as well as the pirates and they don't do as much damage, they're very good at taking out the front line. So you're going to need more of them if your enemy has more of a front line. And since Daiko 92 has a strategy in the back corner, I brought my strategy up. Put the 13 troops like so. since this guy is staying off to one side, I'm going to do the same. And he's also just throwing down a bunch of melee troops, I believe. You never know. Yeah, just a bunch of melee troops. So, I'm just going to throw down a couple bombs. And my crossbowmen. It's a bit laggy. That's okay. Bombs in the distance. Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's not quite the 4th of July when I'm recording this. That's okay. Hopefully me recording this actually the recording lasts longer than 44 seconds. Thank you again for pointing that out. There were a couple other people who commented, or one other person who commented on that video and just said, "Love it." Thanks a lot for the input. Very encouraging. I didn't know anything was wrong. And you can tell I edited the video. I added the end screen and everything. I don't remember, I would have seen that the video was 44 seconds long. I just don't know what happened. Thing is, this streaming program is Russian. I don't know how compatible it is with all the other programs like YouTube, especially with all the updates that are going around. Updates that are going around with sickness, you know, because it kind of is a sickness. People are updating kind of too often. But with the updates, compatibility just becomes more difficult. And videos will not translate as well as they used to. And I might get myself a new stream service to record these kind of things. Hopefully not. I've got to right now. The first one is just plain got deleted. I think they're working on a different one. I hope they just bring it back. If you guys want to learn more about strategies, let me know. I don't know if I was thorough at all in this video, but I hope it helped you quite a bit. I'll show you right now what the leaderboard looks like. Fighter fought really hard for his place at the top again. There he is. He's still going too. Local took his place for a good week, and that woke Fighter up, and he's been just rocketing through the lead ever since. I fought pretty much everyone here so far. I fought and actually lost. That was disappointing. Hey, look, I'm ranked 69 now. Well, if you want to see more, please let me know. If there's anything wrong with this video, please let me know, because I took the time to record it. I don't usually take the time to look through it again, so just it'd be very helpful to know, like, hey, your video's 2 seconds again. Thanks. In which case, you probably wouldn't even see this part. Bye, guys.